Two realtors, same property, same commission, same developer, same buyer. Okay, probably it's the same payment plan as well. But one closes and one doesn't. What is the difference? It's not the property, not the buyer, not the market. It is something invisible. Knowledge does not create the ultimate authority. Every brokers who otherwise memorize brochures would be millionaires, but they are not, because buyers don't buy information. Google has information. Buyers buy certainty, and buyers buy clarity. Like imagine if somebody gives you a Ferrari, a beautiful, powerful, new, brand new Ferrari. Now imagine somebody leaves the handbrake on and you're driving. That is exactly what limiting beliefs do. They are the invisible handbrakes.
After listening to you, I was never creating content. On May 15th, suddenly I started creating content. I do 2 times a day now, and I'm so thankful and grateful to you, Aanant, because in these 40-50 days, I've got about 171 views and 500 new followers, genuine, without I didn't spend even 1 dirham. And that confidence came in me that I can go up, show up on camera and talk very confidently, and it has changed my entire belief, my aura, my authority, my speech, my confidence. And I go into the meeting as a winner. I don't go there to sell. I already sell. It's already in my head that I'm a winner. I really appreciate what you're doing, and I'm so lucky to have these sessions going on every week. So thank you so much.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Before we begin, I want to thank every one of you to come back who came back for part 2, because that already tells me that you're not looking for just motivation. You're looking for upgrading your skill set. You're looking that to transform your results in terms of commissions that you want to earn, the way you want to look at and approach real estate. So before we start, do me one favor, just close the WhatsApp, close the Instagram, your property finder, and your emails for next 45 minutes, because if you're completely present, you will be able to focus, and one sentence, one realization can completely change the second half of your year. Okay. If your cameras are switched on, make you more aware, because I love teaching real people, and plus you can look at yourself when you're learning, so you know that you are paying attention. Okay. If something resonates, use the reaction button, and you can always type it in the chat. Okay, because some things will be powerful, some things you will already know, and what happens is sometimes we just need a little bit of reminder to change everything, and this is what we are here today, to not only learn something but also to remember what we have forgotten, what we knew one time. Okay, so I want to ask you everyone a question. How many of you know a realtor who isn't necessarily the smartest, who isn't necessarily the most experienced, doesn't know most projects, but somehow keeps closing? Guys, people like that? Ripin? All right, Ripin, great. Anybody else knows realtors? Okay, we all know, right? So the part is not about that the most experienced realtors win. The realtors who win are the realtors who have a psychology of winning. And this is what we are going to learn today, because it is not about that you should know every developer, every payment plan, every launch, every price. This is not the game. Knowledge, the biggest lie in real estate is this: knowledge creates authority. It does not. If it did, every broker who memorized brochures would be millionaires, but they are not. And I have personally seen this. So those of you who don't know me, my name is Aanant Bisht. I came to Dubai in 2018, started as a realtor, didn't have any background of sales in Dubai, came brand new, bought my own visa, focused on selling IMAR off-plan properties. In 14 months, I sold over 96 million worth of real estate and made over 2.4 million dirhams in commission. And this is what I learned, what I'm teaching in the webinars. Okay, so this is one of the biggest lies what I've heard, it that you should have knowledge of the whole project. What if somebody asks me about that project and I'm not, so I'll look stupid or I'll embarrass myself? That is not literally true. that if you don't have knowledge of the entire market, you cannot sell. That is not literally true. Okay. Knowledge does not create the ultimate authority. Every brokers who otherwise memorized brochures would be millionaires, but they are not, because buyers don't buy information. Google has information. Buyers buy certainty, and buyers buy clarity. So think about this: two realtors, same property, same commission, same developer, same buyer. Okay, probably it's the same payment plan as well, but one closes and one doesn't. What is the difference? It's not the property, not the buyer, not the market. It is something invisible. And today we are going to uncover and understand what is this invisible advantage. Because here's what I've learned after coaching business owners, cricketers, investors, realtors around the world, that your business will not outgrow your identity. It never does. If you see yourself as an average realtor, you'll behave like one. If you see yourself as someone who's chasing clients, you'll keep chasing. If you believe deep down that you're not worth 5% or 4% commission, you'll keep getting cashbacks, requests from your clients, or they will ghost you. You'll negotiate against yourself before the client ever does. Everything begins with identity. And that's why today isn't about strategies, it's about becoming the person who understands strategies that work in real estate, especially in Dubai. And this is what we will be uncovering today. We are going to build a person who creates the pipeline, because when your identity actually upgrades or shifts, your conversations change. When your conversations change, the buyers change, and your income is a natural outcome when you start having trust on the buyers and you're having to have the authority. Okay. So I know many of you have attended my webinars before. We have a small audience today. So I want to just understand from you, what are you guys selling? Are you selling off plan or are you selling secondary? Just if you can type it in the chat, just so that I know what are we focused on in this market off plan. Oh, Ripin, now you're in off plan. Excellent. I love this. Okay. Vishal. Okay. Off plan, and secondary, both you are doing actually. Okay. Off plan. Okay. And any specific developer as well, if you could position it, or you just selling everywhere, guys? Book off plan. Selling off plan recently shifted to. Okay. All right. Elton. Got that. Okay. How many you have closed less than 2 deals in last 6 months? Okay. Hi, Meher. Okay. No deals closed. Lalit, Chetan. Okay. Less than 2 deals. Okay, fine. Thank you for being honest and vulnerable. I'll just take it to position you into helping you get the right psychology, so that we have the motivation to move forward with that mindset. Okay. So, where we left off in part one, so in part one, we build the vehicle. Today, we are going to build the driver. Okay. System creates consistency and identity creates your actual authority. So last week, we spoke about systems like prospecting, following up, daily habits, revenue activities. Those things are incredibly important. But let me ask you something. Have you seen two realtors, same stories, using similar CRM, following same script, probably selling the same property, and they are still getting different results, and probably working in the same brokerage? You know why? Because systems don't execute themselves. People do. And people execute through identity. Think about Formula One. Two drivers, similar cars, similar engine, one wins, one doesn't. Was it only the car, or was it the driver? Part one built you the vehicle. Today we are uncovering how to become the driver that changes everything. Okay. So which sentence sounds most like you? Likely you. You can just write A, B, C, D. Okay. Okay. Most are writing B, D. Okay. D. Bilal is saying D. Rajiv is hi Rajiv. Okay, so I overthink before I speak. That's what Rajiv is saying. Okay. See, what's happening is that, let's be honest, there are no right answers here, only the honest ones. Okay. If A is I don't know enough, I just don't feel confident. Okay. B is I keep coming comparing myself. C is I overthink before speaking. And D, I know I can become much bigger. Here's the interesting thing. Every one of those answers has the same root: identity, not knowledge, not skill, just identity. Okay. So today we are not fixing confidence. We are fixing the person to whom this confidence belongs to. Okay. Yes, we are fixing, or we are identifying how to become the person where, how to have the identity that you naturally feel confident. This is the game plan for today. Okay. Transformation happens when you know where you are going. So today I'm going to help you achieve 6 things. First, you'll understand your invisible operating system, why subconscious is making business decisions before conscious mind even speaks. Second, we're going to be talking about the psychology of authority, where you'll discover why some realtors create authority before saying a single word. Third, you'll understand why buyers feel your energy before they hear your presentation. Fourth, we'll learn how to engineer your identity and how to intentionally build the identity of a top performing realtor. And fifth, I'll show you 7-day identity reset that you can begin immediately. And finally, we'll discuss how to build unshakable authority in every client conversation. By the end of today, you won't just think differently, you'll understand why you've been thinking the way you have. Okay. So I'll just want a reaction, guys. I hope you guys are present. There's a reaction button here. You're attentive. All right, Bilal, I got you here. All right, guys, Adnan, Charu, excellent. Vakas, Meher. All right, awesome, Lalit. Okay, Karishma. Hey, Karishma, I hope you're well. Okay, so this is what we'll be doing today. What do you think about this, guys? Two realtors, same property, same buyer, same price, same commission. What changed? Knowledge? That's not knowledge. Okay, so the part is about the buyer experience something invisible, something emotional, something before logic ever entered the conversation. And today we will uncover what it is, because once you understand this, you'll stop trying to sound impressive, or we will stop trying to please our clients, and you'll start becoming the trustworthy authority. And that starts with the invisible operating system. And this is the most important part, because your visible business grows only as fast as your invisible business. Every realtor has generally two businesses running, always. The first one everyone can see, that is listings, phone calls, viewings, negotiations, probably revenue. But there's another one, the invisible business. Nobody sees it. And what is that? Your beliefs, emotions, identity, your conviction, your certainty. What is the clarity you have? Most realtors spend years improving business number one. Very few spend time improving business number two. And yet, the business number two controls business number one. If you don't believe you're worth your commission, or you can make whatever commissions you have set at the start of the year, you'll keep negotiating yourself. If you fear rejection, you'll avoid prospecting. If you seek approval, you will lose authority. So the question isn't how can I become a better realtor? The better question is who do I need to become? What is the identity I need to hold for buyers to naturally trust me? And I'll just share a story with you, my personal story. But before that, I want to make you aware that why only 10% of the performance is visible. Because see, what's happening is buyers and don't buy the best realtor. They buy the realtor who makes them feel the safest. The realtors who can understand their pain point, where they feel understood, where they feel they're not talking to AI. So this is what is the biggest game, and this is what we have to learn. I'll just share a story with you. What happened in 2019? I was, doing calls, and when I was doing calls, I came across a gentleman. His name was Muhammad. He was based from Scotland, Pakistani nationality, taken a UK visa, and he'd become a UK citizen. I spoke to him. He was into IT sector, and I had a conversation with him, and I started qualifying. He says, "Why do you want to buy Dubai? When did you come last? What happened? Why?" And the whole perspective about making him understand that, discovering his pain point, like why is he looking to even buy the property? Okay. And what I realized was that he had a wife who was not keeping well, and he wanted to basically get a place which is more warmer, I took note of that. He wanted to also look for an alliance for his daughter. And when I learned about that, I realized that, okay, like this is the reason why he's actually looking to buy the property. And because of that, I pitched him, Dubai Greek Harbor. There was a new project going on, and I asked him his timeline. When is he looking to move? He told me like he wants to move in next 3 years. He's looking to settle his business in Scotland. He wants to get over the taxation part as well. We put all of those metrics in place, understood the budget, understood what would make more sense with him, and then I started pitching him projects. I sold him 3 properties. So I had this client, and he had all the reasons why he wanted to get back in terms of getting into Dubai, and I understood his pain points. I understood what was the reason why he wanted to take over a property in Dubai and wanted to move his whole base to Dubai. I sold him in Dubai Creek Harbor 3 bedroom. Then I told him the moment he bought that off plan property, I told him that you bought one property, you'll just stay here. You need an income as well. Why don't we get a 1 or 2 units for you just so that you can get an Airbnb income? And we made him buy a property in beachfront because that time beachfront was hot and MR was selling it, though the commission was just 4%. But it was a good opportunity for people to get in. It was expensive, but it was also a lot of value for people, who wanted to enter the market. The whole part is about understanding the real pain point of the buyer. Majority of the realtors don't do due diligence of why should they sell to a client, why should the client buy from them. And that is what is the biggest game changer, because people don't feel the need to buy, and they don't buy from the realtor who is just going to talk about brochures. This is the payment plan, this is the property, do you want to buy? No, I don't want to buy. So this is where the biggest line we have to draw as realtors. Okay, so it's not because the you're not putting in the hard work. And I want to come to this part here, that it is the Ferrari with the handbrake on. Majority of us are working hard. We are putting a lot of effort, but with the wrong identity. And when we do that, it creates frustration, not freedom. And many of the people, many of the realtors burn out. Like imagine if somebody gives you a Ferrari, a beautiful, powerful, new, brand new Ferrari. Now imagine somebody leaves the handbrake on and you're driving, you press harder, engine will scream, it will sound, the tires will spin, the fuel will get burned, but the car will barely move. Would you press the accelerator harder, or should you remove the handbrake? That is exactly what limiting beliefs do. They are the invisible handbrakes. You work harder, you make more calls, you attend more trainings, you do more viewings, but nothing changes in your life. Not because you're lazy or you're not willing to put in the effort, because your subconscious is still protecting your old identity. And here's something I'll tell every realtor: your subconscious mind isn't trying to make you successful. That is not the job of your subconscious mind. It's just trying to keep you familiar. If you are familiar with struggling and you are okay with struggling and you always looking for struggle, you will keep struggling. And here's my question: where is your handbrake? Is it the fear of rejection? Is it the fear of charging commission, or is it a fear of making too much money? What is it for you? Is it fear of being judged? Because until you know your handbrake, working harder will only create exhaustion. So I want to ask you one thing. Take out your notebooks and just write down, what do you think is stopping you from your commissions? And one more thing, why did you not achieve the goal that you kept last year? Not this year, last year, in 2025. What are you doing different this year to achieve your goal? Once you're done, send just you can drop a thumbs up just so that I know you are done. Okay, you're saying leads, but probably last year also, if you are lead problem and this year also it's a lead problem, then we haven't grown. Would you agree, Mohammed?
Yes, sir.
We have to change. If we don't change, nothing changes. So what is that identity that has to shift? Where is your handbrake? I'm waiting for you guys. You drop me a thumbs up, then we move forward. Sai has already did that. Okay, done. Okay, Henry. What is all right, Mohammed? I got this. So my question is, Amarpreet, that what you had a goal last year. Why didn't you achieve your goal? What belief stopped you? And what are you doing different this year? Actually, I'm doing impromptu, so I want you to. Okay, Prachi, you got that. Excellent. Where is your handbrake? You need to identify your beliefs, because this is how you identify your beliefs when you do self reflection. Okay, I'll move forward. Okay, so this is the identity loop. Results don't create identity, identity creates your results. You need to get it hammered in your subconscious. Your results are a byproduct of your identity. Results don't create your identity, your identity creates the results. Okay, this is probably one of the most important frameworks we'll discuss today. It starts with belief, like I'm not good enough. That belief creates thoughts. What if they reject me? Those thoughts creates emotions like fear, doubt, anxiety. Those emotions create behavior, like you hesitate, you avoid calling, you discount quickly. Okay, how much do you want? I'll give you a good discount. Okay, those behaviors create results. Poor conversations, fewer appointments, lower income. And then your brain says, see, I knew I wasn't good enough. And the loop starts again. Most people try changing their behavior. They force themselves to make calls. They force confidence and they fake it. It works for 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, then they fall back. You know why? Because behavior isn't the problem. The problem is belief. If you don't change your belief, everything downstream changes. So the moment you start believing that, just go back 2 years, when you were doing deals, and one of the things you would tell me that if I travel, I will not be able to do deals. I'll miss the deals here. Can you talk something about it quickly? And what
Yes,
changed?
correct. So always I was under the fear that if I would travel and some deal was either in the midst of happening or about to happen, I would lose it to somebody else because I'm not physically present anymore in Dubai.
You're not physically
And
okay. And once that belief shifted, what happened?
yeah, even after that travel, it happened just in a short while after that belief changing exercise. And I had traveled and yet I made money out of the deals in Palm Jebel Ali.
Excellent. So this is just one example. I mean, like there are so many. What about the belief about if I create content, people will not watch my content, so I should not create it?
Correct. So yeah, that's why I was thinking that why should I waste my time?
Why should I
But
waste my?
today, wherever I go, I try to look for an opportunity to create content.
So who has changed, guys? What do you think changed? If you can trap it in the chat for Adnan. Do you resonate? All right, Charu. Okay, great. Belief, absolutely, absolutely. For us, this is the belief. This is what we're talking about here. If you don't identify what is stopping you, you will not know where you are, where is your handbrake on. And that is the loop that is running. And we have to break that loop. Okay. So I would want you to complete this sentence. I believe successful realtors are. I believe I am. Don't think too much. Write honestly, because here's what usually happens. I believe successful realtors are probably confident, calm. I don't know what you guys are writing. A product of their beliefs. Oh, excellent. I think that's a very nice way of putting it, Adnan. Confident, of course, Meher. Yes. Positive. Yes, Charu. Consistent. Excellent. So professionals. And sentence two says, I believe I am probably still learning, upgrading, still struggling, not ready. What is it? If there is a conflict, if your subconscious mind believes successful realtors are one person and you believe you are someone else, then you'll unconsciously reject success, because success would create an identity conflict. That's why identity work matters. Okay, so if those answers don't match, you will always create conflict. Does it make sense? Yes, Prachi, I hear you. I believe I'm deeply sincere and intentional. Okay, and successful realtors are. So if this is true, then your identity is in the right way. But if there is a conflict here, then we need to change something. For example, I believe successful realtors are good content creators. They know how to create their content beautifully and explain the concept. I believe I'm shy. I believe I'll be judged if I'll create content. You understand what I'm saying? So then this is a conflict of identity. Successful realtors are good negotiators. I believe I'm not good in negotiating. I'm not good in closing. Is it making sense? Can I hear a thumbs up or something if you understand what I'm saying? Okay, yes, Adnan. All right, got it. Okay, so this is important, because this is how one thing can change everything. Yes, Shashank has also mentioned just a question. Is it good to focus on one location? Will it be helpful? Yes, you should focus only on one location if you're starting new, and probably a one developer if you're starting new. Okay. So let's move forward. Logic justifies and emotion decides. Okay. And logic only justifies the decision. Emotion actually makes those decisions. Most realtor think buyers decide after the presentation. Wrong. Buyers start deciding the moment they meet you, even before they meet you, not consciously, subconsciously. Okay. Within minutes, like you hear somebody's name and you say, I don't know how this person would be. Anyways, if you get a good vibe, you just go and meet them. Okay. So that's why name matters. And then you go there, and when that energy of the name matters, and then you go there and you meet that person, in seconds, your subconscious is understanding, whether you like this person or not. Within minutes, you're asking yourself, can I trust this person? Do they genuinely understand me? Does he have the knowledge? They are evaluating you subconsciously. Will he be the right consultant to help me take that decision? Think about it. Have you yourself met a person where you gone to buy something, probably a property for yourself, or you met the relationship manager in the sales office? What do you think? Will this guy help me? Within 30 seconds, you already know whether you like them or not. And nobody taught you this in school, but you felt it. And buyers do exactly the same thing. By the time you've opened your brochure or your presentation, or you take that marker and start pointing on the floor plan, their subconscious mind has already started making a decision. Authority isn't something you announce, authority is something people experience. Okay. Yes, Malik, what you're saying is this is what the whole structure looks like for me. Do you guys agree to this? Where did you learn about subconscious? Who taught you how to judge people? Nobody taught you this. We all do it all the time. But so if we have to become a better version of ourselves, we need to understand the Realtor One framework. What is the Realtor One framework? The Realtor One framework is that knowledge creates credibility, but congruence creates authority. So people often ask me that how do buyers trust someone they have just met? Here's the answer: four things: competence, consistency, congruence, care. Okay. And plus you can come up with multiple other things. I've just put four of them. Okay. They must experience congruence. They must, build a rapport. Your words, your body language, your emotions must all match. You must be able to ask smart questions. You should know what you are worth. Your identity should reflect what you are suggesting. You can know everything about Dubai real estate, but if your emotions don't match your words, buyers will feel it immediately. And congruence will beat cleverness all the time. You might know realtors who know so much, yet you say that, no, man, I don't think so. I'll be buying from him. Or, I don't think so. I'll work with this RM. Yeah, he's too sly, man. Sometimes, he's just going to come behind. I mean, like, where do you that trust comes in? So that is what I'm talking about. This is what you need to focus on. And this is what your clients are also doing for you. So this is the emotional effect that you are creating. Every conversation has two conversations happening. The conversation one is the words, the words you speak, how you are speaking it, and that is where the invisible influence program comes into picture, where how do you build that rapport? How do you build that rapport quickly with them? Okay. When you feel calm, they relax. When you ask the relevant question using softeners, they are happy. They want to answer those questions. They feel that somebody is really wanting to learn about them. Okay. And it also shows your certainty that you are able to ask those questions, and they listen, and you listen, and you echo. And what happens is you build trust. And your certainty, when you are certain, you are able to close, because you tell them this is the right property, you should buy this is the best time. You don't have to shout it, you don't have to keep talking too much, because when you feel desperate, that is when they withdraw. And this is happened all the time. We all know realtors who have, and probably we have also done it ourselves, where we have spoken too much. We were too excited about a project. We spoke so much that they just left. They said, yeah, we'll get back to you, but they ghosted us. So there are two realtors, one buyer, one decision. The realtor A talks non-stop, shows every feature, answers every question immediately, pushes for booking. Realtor B learns first, asks deeper question, pauses before answering, understands before advising, and a couple of days later, the probability of him getting a deal becomes much high. In fact, majority of them, if they do it correctly, they will close. Realtor A is just doing this work again and again and again. How many of you have started qualifying your clients after attending the webinars? Like started asking some questions and qualifying your clients properly. Okay, thank you, Ripin, for sharing this. I made that mistake. Henry, okay. Now you qualify. Excellent, Lalit. Rizwan. All right, Rizwan. Okay. So excellent. So you need to start qualifying clients. The moment you start qualifying clients, you start becoming into the Realtor B, because when you ask them questions, they give you a feedback. You listen, you repeat what they are saying, and then you echo and you understand their pain and you match the pain to the property that they are suggesting. Okay, buyers are buying emotional safety. You need to understand this first, because authority is the ability to reduce uncertainty without creating pressure. So what was the real difference? Did the Realtor B have a better property? Probably no. Better pricing? Probably no. Better experience, more knowledge about all the projects? Probably no. But Realtor B will still sell more. Why? Because the buyer feels that I won't be pressured. He understands my concerns. This person knows that why am I buying the property? He understands me. I feel safe making that decision. That's what buyers purchase, not apartments, not villas, not payment plans, but certainty. And this is what Mohammed purchased through me. I don't remember his second name, but I vividly remember. And then he said, can you help me find a job for my son as well? I said, sure, just send me the CV. Okay, and I'll just float it. It is just that you just start building personal relations. Actually, when you are selling luxury real estate, when you are selling properties in Dubai, more than the property, you are building relationships with people. And the stronger relationships you can build, the more sales it will come through them, the reference will come through them, because they have an emotional connect with you. The good part about Dubai is 90% people who are buying real estate today are expats. In fact, 100%, 95% people are expats. And if they are expats, then what happens? They understand that you are also new, you are also an expat. So they understand that part. Somebody we need to help us guide. And if this person understands me, why shouldn't I buy from him? Okay. So this is the pyramid that we talk about, the authority pyramid. You cannot become a level 4 if you've never built the level 1, and that is your identity. I've worked with a lot of realtors, and here's what I've noticed: everyone wants influence, everyone wants referral, everyone wants to close million dirham deals, but everyone wants buyers calling them instead of they chasing buyers. But very few people are willing to build what influence stands on. Look at this pyramid. Everybody wants level 4 influence, people recommending you before they even meet you. Imagine getting a call that starts with Anant, or whatever your name, however you want to position it. Anant, somebody told me that I should speak to you, somebody told me that you're a specialist for Imar. That's level 4. But here's the problem: people try to jump here, they skip the foundation. Let's build it. How many of you can get a reference where you don't even know how to be referred to? Like, oh, he's a realtor in Dubai. Like, who is a realtor in Dubai? What is the authority? There are 10,000 realtors in Dubai selling Imar, versus he's a specialist for Medan, he's a specialist for District 1, he's a specialist for Palm Jumeirah. You should speak to him, or you should speak to her. If you are not going to be doing that, you will not be able to build it. And yes, Shashank, you're saying right, build stronger relationship with clients. But this is what the influence comes to. Eventually, if you build the right influence and sell the proper, you don't have to do from scratch one again. I know realtors who call up their client and say, hi, XYZ, we are buying this property. It's just come for launch. I'm booking a property for you. Is that okay? And they say, okay. And even if you don't agree with me right now, some of you guys know people like this. This is there in the market. You don't have those clients. It doesn't mean the clients like this don't exist. That is influence. That is level 4. How many of you want to be level 4? Raise your hands. Yes, no. Okay. Awesome. Because if you don't want to, then you will never be. The first thing comes with is ask, and then it is given, right? This is what it is. So buyers notice what you never say: your posture, your breathing, your pace, the way you talk, tonality. This is all that comes in. And this is what you have to start building on. This is the silent signals that changes your whole dynamics. Okay. So once you understand this, you understand what is the approval trap. The approval trap is the great realtors lose authority where they start doing approval seeking. What is approval seeking? Approval seeking is, do you think this property is okay? There is a way of asking it. Okay. Because this changed my life, the way I saw people asking the questions and leading them to the sales. Okay. Do you think this property is okay? Maybe this project could work. I hope you like it. Can you hear what's happening? You are asking permission. You are handling your authority to the buyer. Now listen to this. Based on everything you shared, this property aligns with your investment goals. Based on everything you've shared, you wanted, you want your son to get a job here. You want the right alliance. This is the Dubai Greek Harbor. The most affluent families or people who have the right mindset would stay here. This is going to be the new downtown of Dubai. Blah blah blah, and all that pitch. And do you think you would want to have neighbors who would want to have the similar mindset? Do you think if you stay in a place like this, the possibility of you finding alliance or your wife would feel good, where you're closer to water, closer to the beach, and you're also, because there was this beachfront which they had launched, the Creek Beach District. That is what I sold him. This property aligns with your investment goals. The way you position yourself changes everything. I was able to sell him on the phone. He said, I'll block the property. I'll not make the payment. I'll come down to Dubai, then make the payment. I'm coming in 2 days. I booked the unit before he came. I picked him, showed him the property, booked that. Then in 2 months, I sold him 2 more properties. You have to start talking in the authority language. This is the trust story that what I'm trying to make you aware, because every buyer repeats this cycle. How many of you agree to this? Every buyer observe, they question, they compare, they hesitate. Excellent. So hesitation is not rejection. Most realtors panic during hesitation because they are not prepared. They don't know what to say. That is the biggest problem. Okay. So I just want us to do a small exercise here as well. Okay. Just take 1 minute, write down 3 situations where you lose confidence. Be honest, guys. You are discussing commissions, speaking to luxury buyers, handling objections, cold introductions. Let me know when you're done. Speaking to luxury buyers. All right. Thank you so much for sharing. But you can write it in your notebooks as well. Cold introductions. Okay. What beliefs create this emotion? I'm not good enough. Probably they don't know too much. I don't want to talk to people. Whatever it is. I don't like to do this. Cold intro. Okay, Vishal. Thank you. Chris, as soon as they say looking for a distressed deal. Okay, that's a good way of saying it, Chris. But probably they're just looking for a distressed deal. Why shouldn't they be looking for a distressed deal? But it's the way you say it. Okay, Adnan, buyer says he has lower priced options. That's the secondary concern, bro. That's it. You know how to handle all that. You all seasoned, man. Okay. But yes, it makes sense for many people here. Okay, buyer's time during purchase. Okay. So what I would like you to do is, I would just like you to understand this. Just close your eyes for a minute, only a minute. We just do a short, quick exercise here. Okay. Just see yourself 3 months ahead. This is October 2026. Interacting with a buyer. Either you're selling off plan, so you're in the sales center. If you're in the secondary market, you can speak to the buyer in a meeting room. See yourself the way you are talking to them. He's asking for a commission cashback. How are you answering that question? Because if you don't know how to answer that question mentally, you'll never be able to answer it. So answer it and see the buyer has agreed to whatever you're saying. Once you're done, next image, you're speaking to luxury buyers who want to buy the most expensive property you would like to sell. Probably a 10 million villa, 15 million, 20 million, 30 million, 50 million. There is no limit to the number. See yourself, they saying, thank you so much for getting us the right property. Fourth thing, see yourself getting referred by clients. When saying, hey, I've referred it to my friends, my family, and they're ready to buy. Can you speak to them? If you cannot mentally see yourself, you will not be able to mentally handle that objection. Excellent. Now you can open your eyes. How many of you are able to see yourself convincing the buyers? 50% visual. Okay. Vishal, thank you. See, the part is about mentally. If you cannot do this now, we'll not be able to understand why they should buy from us. This is the part. This is your identity. If mentally you are, shaking, you are like, oh yeah, I've still found myself in a place where I don't know whether, or you're just saying, I don't believe it. If you don't believe it, it's not going to happen in your life. Again, I want to just come back to it, to this authority pyramid here. Influence is number 4. First is identity. If your identity is not there, influence will never happen. You want to sell 500 million, somebody wrote in the chat. Okay. You can sell 500 billion. But if I may ask you, who mentioned this? Did you sell 50 million this year, Kavita? Don't try to jump to significance till the time you've not crossed the survival ladder. Please don't do this. Don't make this mistake. I have met people time and again, where one deal happens, they immediately change their whole goal of the year. You set up a goal of a million dirham at the start of the year. You've done 300,000 dirhams, 400,000 dirhams. Now your goal has suddenly shifted to 2 million. You guys are watching the FIFA Football World Cup. You know, if there is a 90-minute match, first finish that match. Go to the next match, first win that match. Why are you shifting goals? Why are you not committing to the identity that you have started with? Why are you confusing your mind, your subconscious mind? If one deal will change your goal, then other 2 months, no deal, again your goal changes. That means it's not a goal. It is anda, goal. That is not how you will make money. Your identity is going to be like this, where you'll keep changing according to the circumstance. Actually, there was a lot of things which I wanted to cover in today's webinar, but because of the shortage of time, I'll be just compressing it and we'll take it in the next webinar next week on the same webinar. Okay. But this is the identity loop. I want you guys to understand. This is what is happening, because your beliefs are everything. The way you discuss your commissions, the way you're speaking to your luxury buyers, the way you're handling objections, your cold introductions. Okay. It's never with your buyer. It's always with yourself. Confidence isn't built by motivation. It's built by evidence. I want to, really coach you. Take your notebook or, and don't type it in the chat. This is for you. Write down 3 situations where you lose confidence. Like really write it down. It can be as bad as the client saying, I'll come and pay, but he doesn't pay. This is everything, guys. Because once you start understanding this, you'll negotiate with against yourself. If you fear rejection, you'll avoid prospecting. If you seek approval, you lose authority. The invisible business always creates visible results. The question is, who do I need to become? That is the part. Okay. So I would like to, stop today here, and I want to go further in our next week webinar. But I want you to understand this part, that evidence doesn't build confidence, Aslal. That is true to an extent. But understand this: if circumstance can change your psychology, circumstance is the evidence that you're saying. That things are good, I have done deals, I feel confident, I feel good. Okay, if circumstance can change your psychology, then there are some circumstances which also dips our psychology, where clients are ghosting, people are not buying, I don't feel comfortable, I don't feel confident. If circumstances are changing your psychology, you're feeling bad because things are not moving, then you can also build your psychology so strong that it can change the circumstance. That is the identity work. That is what you have to focus on. That is where you will make 2 million, 3 million, 4 million in commissions consistently. And it is hard. It is hard. Nobody said it's not hard. It is hard. But only for those who don't know how to do it. If you understand how to do this again and again and again, you will be able to do it. Okay. So I'll stop till here. Today, I just want to, suggest you one thing. There is a 7-day program with me. If you guys want to learn 1:1, identifying your beliefs, you can start on now. This is for a very short window. We'll be stopping these programs very soon. If someone is interested, you can get into it. Understand what are the beliefs which are stopping you. Why are you not able to create content? Get into that influence ladder. What is stopping you to become the version you want to become? Because if you don't understand this, then nothing will work. Okay, I'll just take up Adnan for a second. How many of you guys were there last week where Adnan was showing an apartment? Okay, he managed to close that apartment in one deal, and he's never even seen the buyer.
No, actually, I rented it. Sorry, this one.
Oh, sorry. You rented the property. I'm sorry. You rented the property, but it's closing only, bro, even if it is renting. But
Correct.
did you see the buyer?
No, even she has not seen the apartment.
Come again. Many people did not hear this.
Even she has not yet seen the apartment.
And she, how much money did she transfer? 10,000? How much was the rental for?
350K.
And what did she do?
She transferred the money before even the tenancy was signed.
How is it possible?
I actually sent her one Insta reel showing the apartment. She just asked me that
How
how
is
is
it
the
possible? That's our logic, man. How
yeah.
is it possible?
Beliefs.
Beliefs. The identity that you're mentally holding, that I'll rent it. It's going to happen. People should pay.
Correct.
350,000, somebody is transferring overseas without meeting Adnan. Insta reels about the property, post. So it's not that it's not happening, guys. This is all is happening. So congratulations to you, Adnan, for this.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Next week, tell me that you closed up Palm Jebel Ali or some 20 million property without somebody seeing it. I would love to hear that story also.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. Absolutely. All right, guys. I'm open for questions. We can quickly take 1 or 2 questions here before we sign out, and then we can come back again next week. Okay, how to deal with clients who have already done investments? I tell this, they are not investing at the moment. Okay, how to deal with clients who have already done investments? Navya, can you ask this question again, please? If you can ask me, I'm happy to answer this question for you. See, the part is, how do we, I don't know what the perspective of this question is, like who's this buyer who have already done the investment? Have they done it with you, with your colleague, with your team? What is the situation? What is he looking at? Already bought, how do they, okay, I think she's asking about calling through, so they can always buy more. I mean, like, he's answered very well. The buyer is a buyer is a buyer. Yes, Mustafa, I think you've got this now. Okay. All right. So anybody else, any other questions? Hey Meher, how are you? How's it going for you? All right, guys. So what for the new realtors? There is another structure for guys. So we are starting the Rainmaker on the Realtor One app. In the Rainmaker, we would be doing drills where we will be having a separate war room for people who want to understand real skills, and we have an interactive classroom kind trainings where 1 hour a week we are going to be talking about 2 sessions around cold calling, 1 session around beliefs, and 1 session around social media, where in the Rainmaker we will be uncovering that, and that will be all those who are a part of Realtor One app. In the Rainmaker section, that is the 240 dirhams per month subscription, we will be doing this, where how do you hook people on cold calling? It's not just about me teaching you, it's about we learning from you, and we'll learn together. Okay, so a 1 hour program where what are the mistakes we are making, how can we improve it? Okay, there is, in cold calling, nothing is right. There is some things which work, some things which don't, and something which is consistency. Okay, so what is it for you? Where are you struggling with? That we will all be uncovering. So it's going to get launched soon. Just be ready with your structures. People who have not downloaded the app, please download the app. We are still in the testing phase. Hopefully next week we should be done with testing and everything should be good and going. So then we can start onboarding people on Rainmaker, and we can start educating in a classroom way section for people who are new in terms of cold calling, in terms of beliefs, in terms of social media, where are they struggling with. And of course these webinars are going up just for that perspective, so that you can know what all is happening in the marketplace. Okay, we will also be coming up with
Anand,
pitches. Yeah, just 1 second. We'll also be coming with pitches in terms of a specific property. How do we pitch? What should be the way how we should qualify the clients? That will be all part in the Rainmaker, but we will be touching base here because it's a short time and there are many people who are coming at different timelines. So it's not possible for me to teach here with that perspective. All right. So that is what it is. Yes, Prachi, I'm happy to take your question.
So this question was very good. It's actually, I've been still writing. You said 3 things where we lose confidence. So far, I've got 6 for myself. So anyway, that's something that's for us to figure out. My question to you is, what do we do when we, time and again, people who've been in the market, I'd like to pose this to you, Adnan, and whoever have been in the market for more than 10 years, because this happens every time, that every now and then we feel that we're losing, or our closing skills are becoming soft, because this whole narrative about market but don't sell, be understanding but don't close, and but you have to close. But there is this whole, it's confusing. We are realtors, we're supposed to sell. In my opinion, all the successful realtors are absolutely audacious. They are absolutely, and they're doing it with so much confidence that I've seen this. Maybe my experience is that they're not apologetic about how they sell, but being soft and being, so I find myself getting soft around closing, and I don't know if that is how I'm lost there.
Okay. So I would like to answer this in a way that, with respect to today as well, the part we are becoming soft sometimes is because we know that the market too well, but we have not built the authority over the time. And when we have not built the authority over a time, the market doesn't understand us as authority. So when we pitch, when we try to close, we need to be more aggressive in terms of more sharp in terms of catching the buyer where he is going wrong. That you need to do this, you need to, and that certainty has to be much more. And we need to be always in that high zone, high checkpoint. Okay, versus when we have built the authority over the how the market has matured, for people who have been in the market for 5 or 6+ years, or who have seen 1 or 2 cycles. Now what happens, if you have built authority over a period of years, your proof itself will close the deal for you. You don't have to go very hard. Where someone, you can just say that, this property in downtown was sold at XYZ price. I sold it to this gentleman. They have not, had it. They have taken so much of rental, and now this property next to it has at this price. This is a good price. Why should you buy it? You've got so much of market knowledge, but your authority, your proofs become your authority, and then your social media is all a add-on to that. So it's not a matter
So
of
the
being
fact that
the matter of
authority,
Yes, sorry.
sorry,
Just one second. The part I want to emphasize, Prachi, is that you don't have to become soft. You have to become relevant with
yeah.
authority, with proofs.
Personally, I feel like I've been in the market 15 years officially, 17 years unofficially. Born and raised here, doesn't this hold enough weightage? People who know me, people, or even if they hear of me, I would think that that's good enough for them to verify the knowledge. Today, I'm seeing people who are 2 years in the market having more relevance and authority sometimes over a client. And,
So,
this
so
is where the whole
this is
program
always
exists
going to be
about,
true.
right?
Always going to be true. Where are you building the authority? That is the game. So today, if I start talking to people in probably investment bankers, I won't have any authority. Okay, people. If I start talking to people who are doing something totally different, I might not have, because I don't come with a proof. I don't come with a structure. Why should they listen to me? The part is all about, why should you listen to me? What am I done? What is my proof? What is my testimony? What is my structure? What is my story? Why should you listen to me? 17 years is good, but what did we do in these 17 years? Have we sold 5 billion worth of real estate? Developers will listen to you. Have we sold plots worth 200 million, which are now a billion dirhams each? Developers will listen to you. How did I manage to do the contracts between secondary when the clients were stuck and I was able to overcome that? Agents will listen to you. It all depends. what is the level of authority that you've built? Adnan, would you like to jump in and answer this for me as well? What is unique about me? Very good.
So sorry, you want me to answer about
Prachi's question is, I am getting close, I am getting softer because I know too much. And how should we sell if we know too much in the market? Is that right, Prachi, to put it?
That's one, but also sometimes, like, I just want to know if for new clients, you just want to be soft with them because you don't want them, you want to be understanding and you want to be, compassionate, but at the same time, you need proper closure. And I find myself becoming soft. I do, probably not always be closing. ABC nahi hota hai mera. So how do you manage, Adnan?
no, but I think that again has to do with the authority of guiding the client, right, into a particular direction. Because if with the authority you guide the client into a particular property, then that question of softness does not come into the picture, right? Because they will close the other doors.
No, they take all the advice. They absolutely know that you're the person. They totally guide this thing, but they're not ready to. That urgency probably is not being created where they're saying, okay, let's put it down. Let's do this.
Are you asking for the close?
Maybe not. This is what I'm thinking. Probably. I'm not probably using the right closure statements. But do I need to after doing all the presentation,
Why not?
all the knowledge?
How do you want to move forward? Is an amazing closure statement.
I will say, how do you want to move forward with this product, or would you like to sign with the MOU, or would you like
What
to
would you
meet?
like to do next?
I don't know.
Another closure question. After you
Sorry?
explain, you ask them the question, let them answer, and then ask them, what would you like to do next? And they say, I would like to go and think about it. And then you say, okay, just so I understand you better, what is it that you would like to think about? And they say, whatever they say, you give it back to them, and then say, okay, great. But do you think, like, you've understood MR now, you've been in the market, do you think this inventory is going to hold back as it comes in the market? Just asking. No, I don't think so. Then what would you like to do next?
Yeah, that also it reaches. I explain the process. I make it a sales function, a sales process, so that they don't get intimidated. And I use paperwork instead of contract, the word, right? So the process will be, we'll do the paperwork, we'll do this is how you will be. I explain that to them. So sales as a function doesn't scare people.
Yeah.
I do that also. But then suddenly this guy is ready. He's like, आज पैसे ला रहा हूँ. Suddenly वो hospital पहुंच जाता है. उसका कोई तो भी कुछ हो जाता है. What is happening? एक तो हॉस्पिटल सब लोग क्यों पहुंच रहे हैं?
तो
सॉरी.
सबका सबका अपना अपना बिलीफ हो जाता है, वो कोई हॉस्पिटल पहुंचता है, किसी को बीमार हो जाता है, ऑल दिस घोस्टिंग, ऑल दिस थिंग हैपेंस, इट बिकम्स अ पैटर्न, एंड देन वी सबकॉन्शियस माइंड स्टार्ट लुकिंग कि ये कब हॉस्पिटल जाने वाला है, व्हाई इज ही स्टिल क्लोजिंग विद मी, so the part is between you and me, Prachi. What happens is that many of these buyers now, they have you really qualified them? Are they ready to make that decision? Are they really ready? Because what happens is they're just looking for an excuse to get out of that discussion. You should be able to put enough webs so that they're not able to, and that you have to ask them the questions which they have to do it themselves. Why are you interested in this property? What did you really like about it? If you look at MR, is there any other property that you've seen that matches this? Is there anything that is coming to your mind that you would like to compare to before taking this decision? No. If you are delaying, if they are doing, ask them all this question, because something is missing, like exactly what you're saying here. Something might be missing. Exactly. So Mohammed has nailed it. They are not convinced enough. Okay. So Prachi, let me know what you are thinking about it. Make a questionnaire, share it. Probably my team will answer that for you. Okay. Just share a questionnaire. What are the couple of things? Yeah.
Anant, could I want to give you a testimonial today?
Yes, Kapil.
So thank you, Anant, for pinching and prompting and advising and pushing me. After listening to you, I was never creating content. On May 15th, suddenly I started creating content. I do 2 times a day now. And I'm so thankful and grateful to you, Anant, because in these 40-50 days, I've got about 171 views and 500 new followers, genuine, I didn't spend even 1 dirham. And that confidence came in me that I can go up, show up on camera and talk very confidently. And 11:11 is my hook. I do it at 11:11 a.m. and 11:11 p.m. Consistently every day I have posted. So thank you so much, Anant. And it has changed my entire belief, my aura, my authority, my speech, my confidence. And I go into the meeting as a winner. I don't go there to sell. I already sell. It's already in my head that I'm a winner. So thank you so much, Anant, for this. really appreciate what you're doing, and I'm so lucky to have these sessions going on every week. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Kapil. You made my day. I loved your feedback, and I'm very happy for you, man. Seriously,
Thank
um,
you.
it's not just the knowledge; it's the effort that we put behind the knowledge, and that is what changes everything. Thank you so much for sharing this, Kapil.
And
I wish you
also, I missed your sessions because every Saturday I was doing nothing. Like today, I have nothing to do after many Saturdays. A lot of these weekends, I have been having back to back viewings and meetings. And that was the reason Dave has been sending me the links every time I say yes. But every Saturday, because clients are taking their time on Saturday, they're not working. So they want to go
I
around and
understand.
view.
I
So
understand.
it's been amazing, amazing journey. Thank you for all the information you're sharing. Thank you.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much. All right, thank you so much, Kapil, for sharing. Yes, Prachi, I'll just take Avneet, and then probably we'll come back to it later again. But I hope I have answered your question. Yes, Avneet, I'll just take a quick question from you before we sign off.
Yes, yes. You're talking about the authority, right?
Yeah.
But authority, you said that I am working for this many years and I have built this thing. But as per me, I'm just into the starting phase of real estate. So I'm not sure how to give the authority to them, how to, because I didn't close even a single deal till now.
It's
So how
fine.
will I do that?
Okay, so if I may ask you, what exactly are you selling right now, Avneet?
I am selling two plans. One is Reef and another one is Beyond. I'm pitching these two. Beyond is my favorite one,
Okay.
which I totally convinced with myself. And Reef
Okay.
is also because of his unique feature of the sunken balcony. So
Okay. So
these two I'm
you have
focusing.
a you are doing cold calls. You're creating content around that, and you're having
No,
some
I'm
lead.
not doing the content because I'm doing freelancing. I'm into the mortgages right now.
Okay.
I'm doing as a freelance work. I'm doing 20 to 30 calls every day as a
Mm-hmm.
what do you say, every day to make a consistency. With that, I'm able to close. I'm thinking that even if a single closer I get, I will leave this and I will go into real estate full time like that.
Listen, Abneet, what is happening is that you have to understand the authority is first your identity internally. You cannot get scared and create and pitch and think. Okay, you have to go all in. So there are two things what I would suggest: pick up a project which you think you can generate leads with, and you can create content, and you can spend another 3 to 4 months with. Okay, go all in, learn the specialization. You will have to create certain part of content, even if you are not posting that content on Instagram. You should have that content in WhatsApp. When you are calling someone, you have to and you speak to someone and they are interested in this property, or they are saying, okay, send me the details. You should be able to send them unique piece of content. Second, if you are selling mortgage, you can use mortgage as a background, just so that you're in good books with your company if they try to find out, and create content around that. So you go down to Beyond and you say, what does a 2 million dirham salary, or what does a 50,000 dirham per month salary, how much property worth can you buy? Okay. And you start creating content on that, and which is the project which fits that. And then you can pitch the projects that you like. Okay. The part is all about that content creation. It's not about Instagram. It's about authority. It's about explaining it. It's about making it easier, putting it into smaller packets and delivering. That is what is the game. Are you getting any leads from the company that you have joined?
I'm getting the leads, but it's already the sold out properties like
Okay.
Shobha Heights. They are giving all the Shobha projects. They are giving me the lead, Shobha Vista and all. With that, I'm just pitching the
Selling that.
mortgage. Hmm?
Okay, you're using mortgage there.
I'm doing the mortgage for them to the offline properties, as well as if they want equity on that or something like that, I'm pitching that also.
See, how does the authority gets built? First of all, you have to start saying, I'm a specialist in that area. That is the first way of building an
Okay.
authority. Okay. They say, hey, hi, it's me, Avneet. I'm a specialist for XYZ developer or XYZ area. Okay. And then the specialist means that you know 10 things more than a generalist would. That itself is a word. That specialist itself is an authority. Does it make
Mhm.
sense? Okay. Second thing, if you're working in a company which is selling real estate, then you can also use their authority as your authority. So our team has done over 1 billion dirhams in turnover in last 1 year. Our team has been there for we are one of the biggest sellers of MR properties. Our team, you're saying, okay, that itself says
like a credibility of me
credibility.
as well as my.
Yeah. So the moment you start doing this, suddenly, like Citibank, so understand this: people confuse identity with individuality. People don't say I have studied law. People say I am a lawyer. People don't say I have studied doctorate. They say I am a doctor. What do? I save people. Really, do you save people? If you could save people, nobody would die, right? But you have just studied doctorate and you're
Correct.
practicing medicine. Okay. But that becomes an authority because they identify with that. I am a specialist. What are you doing? You're getting into the identity part. Does it make sense for you? Try it.
Correct.
Let me know next week. It
Okay.
will change.
Sure,
It will
sure,
be
sure, sure. I will make content anyhow.
yeah.
For
All right,
sure.
guys. Take care of
Thank
yourself.
you.
So much for joining in. I'll wish you guys best of luck for this week. Next week, we're going to connect again, Saturday, 10:30, and hopefully we'll be ready so that we can start onboarding Rainmakers and we can start private calls, group calls in terms of learning cold calling. Believe people who want to learn that I would welcome them to join the community. All right. Thank you so much, guys, for joining in. Have a very, very good day. Thank you, Shukran. Thank you, Rizwan. Take care of yourself.
Thank you.
Wish you all the very best. I repeat, take care of yourself.
Thank you. See you.
Bye, Adnan, man. Take care of
Bye.
yourself. Bye, Veher. Wish you all the very best.
Thank you, Anand. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Robert. Take care of yourself.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Anand.
Take care. Bye. Thank you, Nikhil.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rasta.